Hey guys, good afternoon. Today we will be talking about what are the correct steps to get initiated into Ifá and Orisa. So I am known to do lives in Spanish. Today we will do a live in English. Let's see how that turns out. Today we will do a live in English and we will see how that turns out because English is not my first, second, or third language, so it's a little complicated for me. Thank you. I am going to get stuck. I'm going to get a little stuck throughout the life because I need to think on everything I say it before I say it. When I speak English, but the English community needs my service, my attention, my lives, and this is the reason why I'm going to start to do more lives in English. So, blessings, Ileana. Blessings, Frankly. Blessings, Luquita. Blessings, Yandro. Blessings to everybody on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. On TikTok, I'm sorry. So one of the first things that I would like to talk about when it comes to initiation and the Orisha world or Orisha lifestyle and the Ifá ceremonies and Ifá lifestyle is that the first step. 80% of the people told you that the first step is to receive aguafaca and to receive ikofa, and that is not correct. The first step into getting initiated into the world of Orisha and Ifa is to receive the ceremony of Ileques, the ceremony of what we call Ceremonia de Collares, ceremony of Ileques, which in that ceremony you receive the Ileque of Elegua, or Batala, Oshun, Yemaya, and Chango. That's the first ceremony because that is the that's what we call the pre-initiation. When you say pre-initiation, it's like the baptism. ¿Cómo se dice bautismo, babe? How do you say bautismo? That's like that is the baptism of the religion that we practice, Orisha and Ifa, to receive the ceremony of Ileque. After you receive the ceremony of Ileque, you need to receive guerreros, Elegua, Ogun, Oshosi, Osun, which are given by an Olorisha, an Oba Oriate, or a Santero. If you want to receive it from a Babalawo, that's fine. You can receive it from a Babalawo. After that, in a reading with the shells, with the shells of Elegua, with the cowrie of Elegua. Thank you, Mary Nunez. Thank you very much, and I thank you guys that are bearing with me because, like I said at the beginning, now I'm sharing for my followers. Thank you, Candelo Kimbisa. Like I said at the beginning, English is not my first, second, or third language, so I'm gonna get stuck a lot because I have to think what I'm gonna say before I say it. So yes, then you will have to get a reading. Then you will have to get a reading with the shell of Elegua through the divination system of Elegba, the Kauri. And Elegba is going to tell you what is the next step. If you should get scratched, if you don't have to get scratched, if you need to receive Olokun, if you don't have to receive Olokun. Most of the people should receive Olokun because Olokun is like the guide, refreshness of humanity. Olokun is one of the first Orishas that, Mary, I'm here to help you with English. Thank you very much, Mary. Thank you very much. Ologun is the Òrìṣà to refresh the wealthness and the health of humanity. So basically, 99% of the of everybody in the religion should receive Ologun, whether it's before, while, or after they get initiated. And then after that, well, if you need to receive your awufaga, you could receive your awufaga. But I was initiated into Santeria many years ago, and I didn't receive awufaga or forumila way after I got initiated. I'm not saying that I'm against awufaga. I am not. People should receive their awufaga or ikofa at one point, time, and place in their life or in their religious path. But what I'm saying is just that the fact that it's not the first imperative thing that you have to do, because if you don't receive awufaga, everything will be done incorrectly. That is not true. Now, one of the things I want to, one of the things I want to touch bases with you guys is on the misas. How do you say misas in English, babe? Babe, how do you say misas in English?
Who?
Misas.
Mass? Spiritual mass?
Spiritual mass?
Mass.
Sounds like bread mass or something like that.
That's a spiritual mass.
Okay. So one of the things I want to touch bases with you guys about is get out of here, you're making me nervous.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know,
I was
just-
going to bring you coffee, but that's okay.
No, yeah, you can bring me coffee for that. You can come.
I make you nervous, baby.
Spiritual mass is important for aleyos. It's important before getting into spiritual reunions. Thank you, Candelo. Spiritual mass, spiritual reunions. Spiritual mass, spiritual reunions. It's very, very important for the aleyo, for the aborisa, and even for the religious person already initiated into any section of the religion, Osha, Ifá, Egun, to do every once in a while, even before you get initiated, even before you have your Òrìṣà Laboratory crown. Thank you, babe. Can you bring me a bottle of water, please? Thank you. They have to do your spiritual reunions, your mass, because that is the way that you're going to find out who is your guardian spirit, who is your labor spirit, who is your main spiritual spirit that is going to guide your life, whether it's in the spiritual world, whether it's in the Malongo world. But that's the reason why I wrote this book called Spiritism, Communication with the Hereafter. This book, Spiritism, Communication with the Hereafter, you can get it only at my personal website, which is davidalagayu.com. And that book is just going to enlighten you. That book is going to, thank you, Mary Nunez. Yes, I know you purchased that book a while back ago, and I know you probably read the entire book a couple of times already. That book is going to enlighten you, and it's going to open up your senses into more of an understanding of how the spiritual world works and how you should attain your spirits and what kind of a bosses you can do with your bóveda. I don't know how to say bóveda. If somebody can tell me how to pronounce bóveda, I would appreciate it. Because with the bóveda, you can also do spiritual work. People, no sacrificing animals, no animal sacrificing are done in the bóveda, but that doesn't mean water altar. Thank you very much, Mary. Water altar. There's no spirit sacrifice, animal sacrificing in the water altar done. But yes, you can do a lot of bosses, a lot of spiritual work in the bóveda. And in this book, I teach you what are the 11 different ways of putting your cups in your spiritual altar. Whether it's the cups in the position to defend your house, the cups in the position to rest, for the peace and just for your spirits to rest, the cups in the position of defense, offense, the cups in the position of evolving your spirits. And there's 11 different ways on how you can put your cups in your spiritual altar, so your spirits can evolve more and you can and they can manifest. It's called ancestral altar. Well, ancestral altar, thank you very much, Candelo. But there's many ways how you can put your cups and how you can pray to your bóveda. That's why this book is amazing. I have several English books. I have 26 literature work written, but out of those 26, I have translated in English 5 of them. And out of those 5, this is one of the books that have the religious community have purchased the most in this last couple of months, because it's an amazing book. So when getting back to the initiation, what's going on with the initiation these days? What the one of the main problems into initiation is that 90% of men receive their aguafaca, their mano de rula. And out of those 90% that receive aguafaca and mano de rula, 95% of them gets told that as long as they're not out of respect of everybody that is in that preference, 95% of them, as long as they're not homosexual or as long as they're not gay, they get told by babalaos to crown. They get told by babalaos that they need to do Ifá without getting crowned into their Òrìṣà laboratory. And that is wrong. That is incorrect. That is incomplete. You should not get initiated into a Ifá. You cannot get initiated into a Ifá without crowning your Òrìṣà laboratory, because then, when first of all, in Odiogunda, Oditola, Odiogunda ni abore ni akobala be, Òrìṣà ni tokoloba be ni guni tokoloba di fafunge boni woni ko wacho. You know, the praying is long, but Odiogunda has an oriki or an adura that talks to us about how your Òrìṣà laboratory is the one that has the last word and the ones who seal the pact of whether you should get initiated into Ifá or not. You need 2 permissions. The first permission is from Orúmila when you receive your aguafaca, and the second permission is from your guardian angel. You know how we say it in Cuba, Ángel de la Guarda, your guardian angel, which is your Òrìṣà laboratory. Odio Gunda says a person cannot get initiated into Ifá unless they have their permission, the permission from their Òrìṣà alabatori. And this is very imperative for you guys to know it, because even if you get initiated into Ifá without crowning your Òrìṣà alabatori, when you get initiated into Ifá, Orúmila is going, when you do readings and a boss, Orúmila most of the times, after a Boopong, after a Boriru, after Parado, and after, you can only do so many things with Ifá and Eshu and Ogun, Oshosi and Osun and Orúmila and Osain and Orun and whatever Ifá deity, after Ifá deity that you have, that eventually Orúmila is going to tell you, you have to do an ebo with Obatala. You have to do an ebo with Yemaya or Yemoya. You have to do an ebo with Shango. You have to do an ebo with Aganju. You have to do an ebo with Oshun. Which Orishas are you going to do the ebo with if you don't have no Orishas because you decided to get initiated into Ifá without crowning your Òrìṣà laboratory? Well, if you're married, if you have a girlfriend, or if you have a woman, you can use her Òrìṣas. If you have your mother that is initiated, you can use her Òrìṣà, which is wrong. It's not right. But if you don't have nobody around you, or if you get separated from your wife on the day of tomorrow, your wife is not going to leave your Òrìṣas for you to keep working, doing a bosses on top of Òrìṣà. You know, everyone these days wants to be a babalao. For what? Are you willing to make the sacrifice? The big sacrifice, the thousands, not hundreds, thousands of hours that a babalao needs to do to become an actual babalao. Because when you do Ifá, you're not a babalao. You're just an alao. You know, you're an alao. To have the title of babalao, you need many years. And I just want to make a pause in this section, because everybody these days, you know, Babalawo father of secrets. The Awo does not mean secrets. Awo means mysteries. That's why we, or bases, or Oriate, are also Awo Orisa. There's Babalawo, and then there's Awo Orisa. But in the Lukumi tradition, which is the one that I practice, you know, I study the Yoruba tradition a lot, as a matter of fact. And I teach my students, and I teach in my conference also a Yoruba tradition. But when it comes to practice, and when it comes down to the ball game, you know, I'm all about Lukumi tradition. That's what I do for a living. That's what I practice, and that's what I have mastered myself on hands-on and ceremony. But I also do not ignore the Yoruba tradition. I do not ignore the initiations and the mythology and mythology and anthropology and history and ethnology on Yoruba tradition, because as an investigator, how do you say investigador, mommy? My wife is doing things and she's cooking, and as an investigator of Òrìṣà and Ifá traditions, you know, you have to read everything and you have to study everything. But this is very important for you guys to know. This is very imperative, it's very important, it's very crucial that you guys know that it is incorrect unless you practice the Isheshe tradition and you are 101% in the Yoruba tradition, and you get initiated in Nigeria, and you get initiated in United States, but in the Isheshe tradition, where they also do Ija on Ifá, and they do Ifá to women and all this stuff, unless you 100% all in into the Isheshe tradition, it is very wrong for you to do, blessings Ellie, for you to get initiated into Ifá without even knowing if you have to get scratched, without even knowing if you have to get initiated into Òrìṣà, without even knowing if you, blessings Mercedes Omo Batalam, doing a live today in English, estoy haciendo un live hoy en inglés for my English followers, without even knowing if you need to do spiritual reunions, because this is what people say. You see, people hit you with this. They come at you with this. Oh, in Nigeria, we don't do spiritual reunion. In Nigeria, we don't, there's no spiritual reunion. There's no spiritual, mass, misas. There's no, that is a lie. That is a lie. In Yoruba tradition, when you're going to get initiated into Òrìṣà, they also do rites to you. Rites, when I say rites, I mean ceremonies. They also do Egun ceremonies to you. They do Egungun ceremonies to you. They do Egungun parties. They do Egungun reunions. They do Egungun festivals. And they do Egungun ceremonies where the Elegun comes down and it speaks to you before you crown your Òrìṣà Labatori. So maybe they do their spiritual reunions in a different way than the Afro-Caribbean way. But the fact remains, they still do spiritual reunions. Whether they do it in a way or another way, it's different traditions. It's different lineage. But they still do it. So And it's true what Aussie is talking about. Egbe is also a part of the Egungun tradition. It's a different type of Egun. Asheo, Aussie. I'm gonna speak in Yoruba because 99% of the priests that speak in English, they are part of the Isheshe Yoruba tradition. So I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna act like a clown. I'm gonna say Asheo. I mean, I'm sorry. Not that the people that says Asheo are clowns. I'm very sorry, people. Sorry, excuse my English. That's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is that since I don't say Asheo very often, then may I probably look like maybe a clown, no. But I like a lot that expression. I just don't say it very much in my Lukumi world or Aijados or traditions or in my Lukumi conference because then I don't want people to say, oh, he's pretending to be Yoruba. He's pretending to be someone he's not. So I lift that Asheo phrase for my brothers and sisters who practice the Isheshe tradition. I like to say more Achekoche, Achekoche, Achekoche. So you know what I'm saying? I hope I got the point, sorry, across. So yes, the spiritual world, the misas, it is very important. Do not let nobody initiate you into the Lukumi Santeria tradition, into your Orisha Labatori, without doing misas to you. Don't study Yoruba before if you don't know what Egun is. You need to know what Egun is because the Orishas. Oh, Mercedes, I didn't know you speak English. That's very nice. I'm glad. I'm happy. Um, because also the Orishas are a certain type of Egun. Chango doesn't live in New York. Nobody knows where Chango lives in New York, Brooklyn, Harlem. Yemaya is not from Miami. Oshun is not from Cuba. Oshun doesn't live in Cuba. The Orishas are deities. Deities. Orishas are deities, and deities come from divinities, and divinities come from spirits, and spirits come from dead, Egun. So also the Orishas are spirits. The Orishas are Eguns. It's another type of Eguns because all the Ifá and Orisha tradition evolves around the cult of of um of giving Mofori Bale to Egun. Yes, Alina, I know, right? One in a million. Once in a year. But yes, I'm going to try to do my life in English a little bit more. Blessings, Ogun Ache Iroso. I'm going to try to do my lives a little bit more often. English lives in English. You guys will have to bear with me, but I promise you guys. And I'm going to translate. I'm going to see how I can get prepared for all the important, very important lives that I have done throughout my 9 years of history. I always tell my followers that I was the first Spanish speaking priest to start doing lives in the Facebook. So I have a lot of content. I have a lot of productive and good content that I can give to you guys of the lives that I have already done in Spanish. I have done lives of Obatala. I have done lives of Orumila, Opele, Ochemeya. I have done lives of Olokun. I have done lives of. I have done more than of more. I have done more than 1,000 organized lives that I have in Spanish. I'm gonna see if I can do them in English, and that is going to be very productive for the English community, Orisha Ifá or Ifá Orisha speaking religious community. So yes, I was talking to a follower of mine today, and he told me, Dr. David, I like that I have a big problem because I received awofaka. I'm not gonna say the sign. I mean, even though there's 1,000 Oturache, there's 1,000, or Chenilobe, and there's 1,000 people that can have the same sign of Awofaka, but I'm still not going to say the sign of Awofaka out of ethics and respect. Well, he was telling me today that he received his Awofaka, and his Padrino of Ifá is pressuring him onto getting initiated into Ifá. And let me just say this, guys. No Odun of Ifá pressures anybody to get initiated into Ifá. Neither or to receive any deity, unless you have a very serious health problems, unless you have a very serious justice problem, or unless you're getting a reading with the shell and the Ordu or Shemeji in the Kauri, the shells come, then you will have to get initiated into Òrìṣà. Unless the Ordu opira, o Shakwaribo, Mola Guadeo, Mori Warita, Bara Loco, Bara Filere, or Bara Loncon, Opira Neo, Colokwa, the Ordu opira in the Erindilogun, Edilogun, the Caracol, the shell, is the 16 seashells, the 16 shells turn down, upside down. If that Odun comes, you have to get initiated into Òrìṣà, but before you have to do spiritual ceremonies, you have to do Egun ceremonies, you have to do scratching ceremonies, and 90% of the English speaking community, 90% of the English speaking community these days, they're more tend to the Isheshe, you know, the Ifá tradition, Isheshe tradition. Like I have a lot of brothers and sisters in New York and in Alabama, and there's a big community of Isheshe tradition in New York, Alabama, and you know there's Isheshe tradition everywhere, but especially in New York and Alabama, and 90% of them are usually more tend to more inclinate. How do you say inclinado, Ben? How do you say the word inclinado? Inclined. Thank you. They're more inclined to Ifá tradition. They're more inclined into Ifá, Isheshe tradition, and they skip the part of Òrìṣà initiation. They skip the part of spiritism, Egun initiation. And you know, the funny thing about this is that you cannot be inclined into Yoruba tradition. You cannot act like you're only inclined to Yoruba tradition and skip one of the main parts that they do. And Yorubas, they do a lot of Egungun ceremonies before you get initiated into your Òrìṣà Alagbatori. Let me tell you something. If you do not get initiated into your Òrìṣà or into your Òrìṣà Alagbatori, you will not know the destiny that your Ori shows in heaven. Because, like I was explaining yesterday on the life that I did of Ori, neither Orunmila or Ifá was present when you chose your Ori. Only Obatala was present, your Ori was present, and your Òrìṣà Alagbatori, the Òrìṣà that covers, the oldest Òrìṣà that covers your head, which in the Lukumi tradition we say your guardian angel. You know, Obatala, Ori, and in my case, Agayu was present when I was choosing my destiny, according to what Obeyono says. So, if you don't get initiated into your Òrìṣà Alagbatori, which is the right thing to do, and you become a Babalawo, you will not know your real Ori destiny. Because when you do Ifá, they don't put you Orunmila in your head. They don't crown you Orunmila. You get initiated into Ifá, and Orunmila doesn't go in your head. Orunmila doesn't guide your head. Orunmila guides other parts of your body, which we would touch that subject in other lives. Your Òrìṣà Alagbatori, Your Òrìṣà laboratory, is the one that knows your destiny. In TikTok, somebody wants to come in my life. No, turn off invites for this live. This is not a live where we're gonna share cameras with other brothers and sisters. And it's important that the English community, that we as religious speak more about this subject, because this is a very delicate subject. This is a subject that are messing people's path, that are messing people's life, that are making people throw away their stuff after they get initiated. You know, if you, for, you know, men's, if you become a babalawo and you don't get initiated into Òrìṣà laboratory, who are you going to do a bow with? A bow upon a bow of tablero is only going to work for you a certain amount of times. Paraldo is only going to work for you a certain amount of times. Eventually, Orunmila is going to tell you, you need to do a bow with this Òrìṣà. You need to do a bow with this Òrìṣà. Because everybody these days say that every Òrìṣà went to Orunmila's house to get a reading. That is not true. Orunmila walked the path and went through every city and every region and every town to save lives and do readings. And he did readings for every Òrìṣà. Now, let me explain something to you. Every Òrìṣà did a bow to Orunmila. That's why Orunmila was one of the most prosper and wise Òrìṣas. Because Orunmila got the blessing, he got the wisdom. Well, first of all, he got the wisdom from Oshun. Second of all, he got the divination system from Eshu, Legba. Third of all, he got the tablero. He got the wooden divination thing that Babalawo used, the opong. He got it from Shango. Fourth of all, he got the hierarchy from Obatala. What? What? Well, yeah. You know, my wife said Orunmila stole the wisdom from Oshun, but yes. I'm trying to put it in a nice way.
You can say it nicely, but you have to tell the truth. The truth is that he stole it from Oshun.
Remember that
is in the books.
This is for the English community.
That's okay,
so they're more relaxed than the Spanish.
That's good. They still need to know the truth, though. I'm sorry. They need to know that unfortunately, when Oshun was coming down to earth, what happened was Orunmila stole the book, the bag of wisdom. The bag of wisdom from her, and that is written in every single book there is. So that's not a lie.
Yeah, that's in every single book there is, including my books. So yeah, I am blessing in Instagram is laughing. Yeah, my wife, that's the way she is. She will tell you the way it is. I also will tell you the way it is, but you know, I like to.
I love you, my English community.
So it's important for you guys to know that every Òrìṣà saved Orunmila. Every Òrìṣà did a bow to Orunmila. Every Òrìṣà was a teacher for Orunmila. That's why Orunmila worked with every Òrìṣà. That's why Orunmila. And let me explain something to you. There's a lot of misconception. Because you know, people want to talk about Isheshe. When I say Isheshe is the Yoruba tradition. I just, you know, out of respect for them, for those brothers and sisters, that I consider myself also a part of the Isheshe community, even though I don't practice Isheshe or I wasn't initiated into an Isheshe. We're still brothers and sisters. A lot of people want to talk about Isheshe, Yoruba tradition, but they don't want to study every day the subject, because we don't never stop. The wisdom is big. The wisdom is wide. There's a lot of things to learn. And I just forgot what I was going to say, so give me a second. That's funny. The usually Latin people, they usually forget what they're going to say before they say it. especially me that I have so much in my head already. When you get initiated, okay, the misconception, when you get initiated into Ifá, a lot of people that study and practice the Ishishe, they tell you, not a lot of people, a certain amount of people, once you're a Babalawo, you can get initiated into Òrìṣà. Oh, once you're a Babalawo, or you can do Òrìṣà ceremonies. Once you're a Babalawo, you can do whatever you want. Because a Babalawo, I was listening to some person that, I mean, you got to be illiterate to say something like this. On TikTok yesterday, he just came up in my TikTok. Unfortunately, I cannot, you have to see all those people TikTok. It comes out on you and you got to see commercials and all that. There's no fee on TikTok to pay for you to skip all this. And the guy was saying that a Babalawo can do everything an Oba does. But an Oba does not do everything a Babalawo does. And that's just completely illiterate. Babalawos does not direct Òrìṣà ceremonies. Babalawos does not scratch Iyawoses that gets initiated into Òrìṣà ceremony. If you see a Babalawo that's going to scratch an Iyawo that is getting initiated into Oshun, Yemaya, Obatala, Elekba, run from there because they're doing a malpractice. They're doing Sankocho. Sankocho. That's how we can say. That is completely Sankocho. You don't do that. In Nigeria, in the Ishishe traditions, Babalawo does not even get close. Babalawos don't even get close. They don't even go into the ibodun of Òrìṣà initiation. They don't participate in nothing. That's a lie. Don't let people. What Babalawo do after they get initiated into Ifá, they receive the icono, the icon of the Òrìṣà. So in Nigeria, they call it. They call it in Nigeria getting initiated into the Òrìṣà because you are receiving the Òrìṣà. But it's not that they're going to scratch you all over again and they're going to draw Osun Leri Fifi Okan and they're going to take it to the river. No. Nigerians, Ishishe traditions, call it, potash. Sankosh is potash. That's a potash. Nigerians call it, but the Nigerians say it in that context. But that context, that phrase has been taken out of context throughout the years. It's been taken way out of context throughout the year. Oh, Babalawos can get initiated into Òrìṣà after they become Babalawos. That is a lie. That is being taken out of context. They don't get initiated per se in the Òrìṣà. What they do is that they can receive any Òrìṣà or any Òrìṣà icon or any Òrìṣà secret, and they, in Nigeria, they call it getting initiated into Òrìṣà because every time you receive an Òrìṣà, you become a part of that community of the people that knows the secret of the Òrìṣà. Let's say a Babalawo in the Ishishe tradition, he receives Obaluaye. He doesn't get crowned or get initiated as a follower or son of Obaluaye. He just receives Obaluaye or Obatala. He receives Obatala. He received the icon of Obatala. He received the ceremony. He received the mysteries, the secrets of Obatala. He can receive a Ganyu. He can receive any. That's why Babalawos are not obligated to get initiated into Santeria in Nigeria. They go to the direct in Ifá. But you see, there's a thing in here. Babalawos in Nigeria that does not get initiated into their Òrìṣà Labaktori, they're not arguing constantly about whether they can go or they don't go into the room of the Òrìṣàs to take away the job of the Òrìṣàs. The person that does every ceremony inside the room of the Òrìṣà ceremonies in Nigeria are called Abore Òrìṣà. Abore Òrìṣà. Abore Òrìṣà. Abore Òrìṣà is the same thing what we call in Cuba Oba. Oba Oriate. maestro, master of ceremonies, maestro de ceremonia, master of ceremonies of Òrìṣà ceremonies. And a lot of people say, oh, the title of Oba does not exist in Nigeria. The title of Oriate does not exist in Nigeria. They need to get themselves checked before they talk some nonsense like that. In Nigeria, the title of Oba does exist in Nigeria. The title of Abore Orisa, the title Babalaos does not do every ceremony in Nigeria. That's a completely lie. That's especially in Nigeria, that they have a lot of sections and subsections of in Nigeria, the religion is more divided into sections than in Cuba. In Cuba, we have Spiritism, Palo, Santeria, and Ifá all together. Separated, but all together. In Nigeria, if you want to get scratched into Palo, you have to go to the Republic of Congo. You have to go to the Bantu section. If you want to go initiate it into Arara, what in Cuba we call Arara, you have to go to the Republic of Benin. You have to go to Benin. You have to go to Dahomey, which is not in the country of Nigeria. Dahomey is in Benin. Benin is one thing. Benin is another thing. If you want to get initiated, if you want to receive Agayu, if you have to go to Oyo, or you can also go to Tapa, Takwa. In Cuba we call it Takwa. In Yoruba you write T as in Tom, O, P as in Peter. T as in Tom, A as in Alpha, P as in Peter, A as in Alpha. Tapa, Takwa. When I wrote my book of Agayu, the Giant of the Osha, I wrote this book, Agayu, the Giant of the Osha. It's not available in English, it's only available on Spanish. So just be advised, you have to be bilingual to purchase and read this most complete book of Agayu in Spanish written in history there has been ever written. So if you don't know nothing about that Òrìṣà, then if you don't know nothing more than what already Google says, and you can read a little Spanish, I recommend that book to the fullest. Some do Osha first. So it's just nonsense. Nonsense to separate Òrìṣà from Ifá in the sense of the Babalao. We Olorichas, the Olorichas can separate the ceremonies of Òrìṣas and Ifá, but the Babalao cannot separate the ceremonies of Òrìṣà and Ifá. To practice the Òrìṣà ceremonies, to practice the cult, the ceremony of Obatala, to initiate people in Elegba, Ogun, Ochosi, Obatala, Yemaya, Oshun, Agayu. We don't need Ifá. We don't need a Babalawo to initiate someone. But when a Babalawo is going to practice Ifá, when they're going to do a divination, when they're going to do a bosses, they need the Òrìṣas. They don't need Olorichas. They need the Òrìṣas.
In this book, you have a lot of information with regards to that, right?
Yes. I'm going to talk about that book now. They need the Òrìṣas to do that book.
Also, you have Òrìṣà.
And
it's also in English.
And when it comes to the ceremonies, I wanna show the English community. All the books that I have written in English so far, or that my wife has or my editorial has translate in English. I have a very, very important book of Òrìṣà initiation for the Lukumi practitioners. If you're a Lukumi practitioner, you need, and you are initiated, mind you, most of my books, anybody can purchase them or read them. This book in particular is only for initiated Òrìṣàs. Yoko Osha Leri Oriate. This book of Yoko Osha Leri Oriate brings every ceremonies on how to get initiated into Òrìṣà. It brings all the osuns of every Òrìṣà. It brings the ceremony of Obepinado, how to do it, every step by step. On this is a book for Iyal Òrìṣà, Babal Òrìṣà, and that wants to that wants to know how is the initiation get done the correct way in the Lukumis tradition. If you want to become an Oba and Oriate, this is the perfect book. It has many songs. It has many prayers. It has many osuns. It has many ceremonies. It has also history. It has also previous ceremonies of some Orichas, especially the warriors. And it has the order of Aganyu and the order you have to do to Shango when you do Shango initiations. This book is available in English in my website, www.davidalagayu.com. This is the book you want when it comes to Orisha ceremonies. This is it.
There's a 15% discount right now.
Oh, and there's a 15% discount right now
The code is Reina.
if you type in the code, which is Reina. I'm going to type it here. Reina, which is my wife's name. R-E-I-N-A. Reina. If you type in that code right now, you'll get a 15% discount. My second book, and one of the most important book that I have written until this day, is the book that I have... the Alejo book is off the chain. That book is very good. It's awesome. It's one of the best books I have, but it's only available in Spanish for now, Mary. And I thank you all out for saying that, but I just want to clear that up for everybody that's listening to me, because you're putting the Alejo book is good too, but you speak Spanish, you read Spanish. And so people might think that it's available in English. This book, The Truth of Oshameyi, the most controversial, polemic, and one of the most sold books that I have, The Truth of Oshameyi. This is a book that has 500 pages. So you have 500 reasons on why to read this book. And this tells the community, the religious community, that the Odum of the Dilogun Oshameyi does not close anybody in Òrìṣà. The Ordum of Oshameyi does not prohibit anybody to initiate somebody else in Òrìṣà. Does not prohibit anybody to do consultation with a shell. Does not prohibit no one to do any religious ceremony. Todo lo contrario, how do you say it?
To the contrary.
It's everything to the contrary. It's the most blessed Ordum of the Dilogun, Erin Dilogun, to practice Òrìṣà ceremonies, initiate other folks into the ceremony, and do Dilogun reading. It also brings 531 pictures of ancestors, of women being an Oba, women scratching, women that had Oshameyi, men that had Oshameyi, that were Òrìṣà practitioners.
All of the books say English in the front, please. Those are the ones that are English.
In my website, you're going to see two covers of the same book. You have to make sure in the front cover you read Spanish and Espanol, and in the English cover you're going to read that it says English, because they both are going to have the same cover. So a lot of them says English and others say Spanish, and others says it in their website, English version. Another very important book that I have, and this is the fifth one, I believe. It's called Adimu Onje Agba. But this is not the English version. Well, it's Adimu Onje Agba is a book that I deal of Adimu. It brings more than 1,000 Adimuses for every Òrìṣà. It's called Food for the Gods. And this is the most important concept that every religious person have to know about. Adimu. How do you give an Adimu? What type of Adimu you can put to every Òrìṣà? because not everything is blood, not everything is sacrifice, not everything, well, and Adimu is also a sacrifice. It's one of the main and most of all big sacrifice. In Osashe, in Ifá and Orisa, in the Lagoon, says the story when Yemoya, Yemaya, gave her two sons that were called Adi, which has a right breast, and Imu, which represented the left breast. And those were the only two sons that she had, and she gave it to humanity. So Olofin can save, so Olodumare can save the earth, and the water started to rain. Sorry, guys. There's Adimu here in this book for all of these Orishas. Elegba, Eshu, there's a difference between Elegba and there's a difference between Eshu. Ogun, Oshosi, Osum, Obaluaye, Dada, Ibeyi, Aganyu, Orungan, Shango, Obatala, Ayala, Obanani, Iyewa, Oya, Yemaya, Oshun. Osum is one thing, and Oshun it's another different Orisha. Yemaya, Oshun, Orisha Ye, Orumila, Oduduwa, Olokun, and Ifá. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's 20 different Orishas here that you can offer, that you can learn and offer at the most to. And that is the best, the most important concept or parts of the religion that a religious person needs to know. What type of Adimu they can put to their warriors, what type of Adimu they can put to their Orisha, what type of Adimu they can put to an Orisha to resolve a problem, to resolve an issue. A lot of times an Orisha can resolve you an issue of health, money, work, job, love matters, problems at work, everything with just an Adimu. And I encourage you guys that are listening to me, especially in Facebook. I know in TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube you cannot share, but especially in Facebook, if you can just give a little heart and like the live, and please share it to all the English groups, all the religious English groups, so they can know that here in this page, even though it's called Centro de Estudios Lucumí, it has a Spanish name, we're also bilingual. We're also focused. I always have a big issue with that word. Ever since I came from Cuba, since I was 11 years old, I always had an issue with the word focus. So they can know that this page is also focused on the English community, on the English religious community, and that we also care for the religious English people. For the English religious people. Please share the live, give a heart to the live. We are more says in YouTube, there's no difference between Elegba and Eshu. We are more, let me explain something to you. There's many different lineage in Nigeria of Eshu and Elegba. But one of the main lineage of Eshu and Elegba is from Ketu, which is in Dahomey, which is in Benin. I believe Ketu is not even in Nigeria, per se. Ketu is not even. The cult of Eshu, the cult of Elegba wasn't born not even in Nigeria. It was born in Dahomey. It was born in Benin. So I'm going to do a live of Eshu and Elegba. And I am going to mention the reference and the bibliography of every author I'm going to do this live of. Because there is a difference between Elegba and Eshu. The problem here relies on that when you get an issue, and you can the followers of Elegba, they call it Eshu Elegba. But the followers of Eshu, they don't call it Elegba Eshu. Because there's a reason why the cult, the ceremony, the belief, the cult of Eshu got introduced into the cult of Elegba. But the cult of Elegba comes from a town and a place and a year and a tribe, a tradition. And the cult of Eshu comes from a different tradition. You know, Elegba is not the right man, Orumila's right man. Elegba is not Orumila's right man. There's somebody's knocking on the door. Elegba is not Orumila's right man, but Eshu, it is Orumila's right man. Elegba is not Ifa's right man. However, Eshu, it's Ifa's right man. Elegba was born from someone and somebody. However, 99% of the people says that Eshu wasn't born from Olodumare. I am going to do a live talking about Eshu very soon. Share the live. Go to my website, davidalagayu.com, so you can see the introduction and synopsis of what all my books in English are about. And you can follow me on every social media. In Facebook, my main page is called Centro de Estudios Lucumí. And my fan page, it's called Oba Oriate David Alagayu. We have 200,000, we're getting close to 200,000 followers here in Centro de Estudios Lucumí. In my YouTube channel, we're already on 60,000 subscribers. In my YouTube channel, my name is Oba Oriate David Alagayu. You can just type David Alagayu. You know, you can just type David Alagayu and it'll come out. In Instagram, my account in Instagram is called, sorry guys, my English, I'm so embarrassed of doing lives in English. That's why I don't like to say stupidities. It's like I don't like to say things that are wrong and stupidities. That's one of the main reasons why I don't do lives in English, because I don't know how to communicate that well in English, or at all for that matter. So my Instagram account is also David Ala Agayu, Aggayu, David Ala Agayu, and so has my TikTok. But don't worry, be happy. I'm going to do a very well explained live of Eshu. That live I'm going to do first in English, and then I'm going to do it in Spanish. Ilera ti oride ibukun boborisha abewo. And remember, first get initiated into Òrìṣà before you even think of getting initiated into Ifá. Because if you do Ifá without getting initiated into Òrìṣà, you're not gonna know your right destiny that your Òrìṣà shows up in heaven, and you're not gonna have any Òrìṣà to work with. So you're gonna be, in other words, an incomplete Babalao. Share the life. Blessings.